We good? Sweet. All right.
This is probably the first time we've had extra time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it feels weird to be at the airport with Pete not rushing.
Yeah, exactly. We're on extra time.
What's happening here?
Who's that homeless looking guy over there? Yeah, mate. See you, mate. All right, we're gonna grab bags. Oh, this is probably the first time you guys met. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Yeah, see, Scott. Okay, we gotta get bags. We just landed Canberra. Oh, sorry. Gold Coast. Oh, 508. That's us here. All right, sweet. Cool.
I think a lot of people try to look for scale way before they're ready. And
They're trying to scale 3 different things at the same time.
Trying to scale everything, where really you got to spend the first 3 to 5 years experimenting and working out what's the one thing that you're going to do.
Now bear left onto Joyce Drive.
If that makes sense.
Definitely. Yeah. That's like what's the most exciting part about being an entrepreneur, right? It's growing a big business.
Yeah.
That's what everyone wants to.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
That's what everyone wants. But it's a really specific type of person who can do that as well.
Yes.
Literally just the 1%.
It's built different.
Yeah.
So what were you doing before you joined forces with Pete?
In large part, a chunk of what we do at IT Genius, just around that automation piece, like helping small business automate their operation as much as they can, get good SaaS tooling in place, ultimately help them scale. But the biggest challenge I would always run into is the goalposts change sometimes mid-call, let alone in between calls or from the start of a project to an end of a project. So which just speaks to that constant experimentation of small business looking for what's going to actually pay the bills.
Well, they're really still finding the foundation of their commercial entity, right? Like their business is basically an embryo. Small business is an embryo. Like Jack used to say that. It's like an embryo looking for a business model.
Yeah.
And so like it's pretty chaotic trying a million things, but you're basically trying to find something that might work and might scale. The challenge is recognizing when you actually find it, because then you need to do the boring thing and just do that one fucking thing forever.
Yeah.
Not forever, but do that one thing until it actually scales up.
Which is a exact.
But they're so used to jumping from thing to thing.
Yeah.
They don't know how to, like, most small business owners don't know how to stop and then just repeat the one thing that is working.
Or even recognize the signs. When a large company wants to go build a product, they have access to an enormous amount of resources, especially data, in order to make a decision around that. A small business person just has to trial and error. It's a bit like growing up as a teenager, right? You just have to try as many things as you can until you find the one thing that kind of hurts the least. But knowing that that's the right thing and that's the thing that you're going to scale on is also nearly impossible without the resources. I try to make sure that I finish work by 4 o'clock and go home and spend time with the kids for an hour before I cook dinner and serve the family. So it's pretty I enjoy cooking because it's a bit like how I run my day, right? You've got a process around cooking, but within that process is an enormous amount of flexibility. I think I've realised that, certainly I do, and I think that all humans work really, really well with constraints. Only a small number of people can operate at a high level with a completely blank canvas. Most people actually like battery limits and structure and framework in their day. And I think the trick is to find the right level of that. I don't like being too prescriptive with what I do. Everyone thinks I'm a systems guy and a process guy, but I'm really not. I'm actually I just like a general structured work within, and then I can work with chaos. So yeah, I love to cook because I enjoy cooking itself, and I think it's a great way to serve the family.
So basically in this deal making, you're trying to find a way to get everybody's needs and desires met, and you've got lots of levers. So some of the things that you're trying to work out is like, what income does somebody want? What do they want to do every day for their work? How many hours a week do they want to work? How long do they want to stay in a business? How much equity do they want in a business? How much are they willing to risk? What assets are they willing to put on the line? There's just like all these different things, and the art is basically aligning the interests of us, the acquirer, with the interests of the person who's being acquired. And because there's like so many levers, there's just so many permutations of a potential deal happening. So trying to find a way to pull that together is really a matter of having lots of candid conversations. That's really important. And just slowly allowing someone to just bit by bit share everything that is important to them in what their needs and desires are and what their priorities are, and then attempting to find alignment. And alignment doesn't always happen, but if you can get it to happen, it can feel like a win-win for everyone, and that's ideally what you want. And it's not just win-win around valuation, it's a win-win around like we all move forward feeling better than had we not done the deal. That's basically the magic of it.
I'm sure in most cases the deal would probably crumble without that, right?
Well, you can still do a deal, but it's like getting married to someone that you don't really know yet, because you can do a deal and then later go, oh, I didn't think of that, or oh, I don't really like this deal, and then you're in it. Yeah, I've made a huge mistake. Yeah.
It's like Trump's version of deal making is there's one winner,
Yes.
and you want that to be you, right? And whether the other person feels like they've won or not is kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's great because then they give you less curry, but ultimately it's about winning, right? And that's all his book, The Art of the Deal, which is it's like a book on toxic masculinity. You might know. Business coaching service, and they are now what I do with this meet. I'm like just set up a security group. And
Probably more and more, it's the office security. Here is all the services you need, so that you just go, oh, I need.
Mate, I'm actually shocked. That's so good.
So if you want to shoot photos.